What's up, beautiful people, and welcome back to another majestic comic book review video where I say words and you, the magically delicious, listen. It is I, your crazy Nicolas Cage, your steward of Gondor, your genius, billionaire playboy, basic YouTuber philanthropist, SuperCliff. And would you kindly hit that like and subscribe button for every little bit helps in this powerful, epic YouTube world. And today, guys, we continue with our acrobatic adventure with Nightwing, issue number 80, written by Tom Taylor and drawn by Bruno Redondo. And away we go! As our story begins in Blüdhaven, around 5 in the afternoon. And here we see Dick taking a nap, or at least he was, till his dog began barking up a storm. And boy, can I relate to this situation. Real talk, I love dogs. Dogs, in my opinion, should run government. But holy crap, is it a bummer when you're being woken up from a lovely, majestic nap by your scruffy-looking nerf herder. Anyways, now the reason as to why Dick's dog is barking is because the police are knocking on Dick's door. So once Dick gets himself situated, he opens the door, and after Dick and the two detectives get through basic pleasantries, the detectives, they get straight to the point, asking him about reporting his wallet stolen back in issue 79. And that before it was reported, he had booked a hotel room from Martin Holt and his son. But unfortunately, Martin never checked in because he was found murdered earlier this morning. And Dick's response here is that of absolute shock. So immediately he asks about Elliot, Martin's kid, asking if he's alright. But the police tell him that they don't have any information regarding a kid. And this is where a simple police checkup turns into a subtle murder interrogation. And Dick, he immediately realizes this, realizing that the cops are now viewing him as a suspect. Now, this is where we pan away from Dick's place over to Barbara, who's simply walking about. And Dick gives her a call because Barbara is the only witness who was with Dick throughout all of last night. And so he needs her to come back. Next, Dick and the two detectives sit down, and the detectives, they begin to press Dick for information regarding the murder. However, they're not only accusing Dick for the murder of Martin, but for the murder of several other homeless people as well. And much similar to Martin's case, all these homeless victims, their hearts were taken out as well. Eventually the door knocks, and it's Barbara. And like a badass, Barbara drops the beat, informing the cops that she was with Dick all throughout the night and that she has a GPS on her phone to prove it. Straight up, Barbara puts these cops in their places. And so once the detectives leave, Dick and Barbara start working the case. Barbara reveals that she was recording the entire time that they were talking with the detectives. Therefore, the two of them can probably go through the photos that they showed. Now, Dick has an idea as to where Elliot might be, which of course is the tent area that was filled with kids back in the previous issue. And Dick recalls that when he was chasing the kids who had stolen his wallet, they asked him if he was the man without a heart. Now, Dick figures that if his hunch is correct, then he's going to need someone specific to help out. And so he makes a call. And this is where we see Tim Drake, aka motherfucking Robin, show up to meet with Dick. Now, once these brothers in arms say hello to each other, Tim gives Nightwing a chain wallet. And this must be played out as a joke, since, you know, Nightwing was pickpocketed by children in the previous issue. So basically, this is a joke Nightwing will never get to live down. So let's all point and laugh. Loser. I digress. Can I just say how good it is to see Tim Drake in his Robin gear? Like, holy Christ, DC. This is all you had to do to get my dollar bills. The more you know. So after our two heroes catch up, Nightwing gives Tim the rundown about Martin, Elliot, the tent city filled with children, and what he needs Tim to do is to blend in with the rest of the kids so that he can get information about the man with no heart. However, he's not going in alone. For Nightwing wants Tim to take his dog with him, because according to statistics, most humans love dogs, and therefore it makes a person walking a dog much more approachable. Unless you're a Heartless fiend. Get it? Heartless? Haha, pun. God, I love myself. We then pan over to the tent city, where Tim and Dick's dog are walking about, while Nightwing watches them from above. Now, eventually Tim finds Elliot, and for about an hour or so, Elliot talks about what happened to him last night and to his dad. And once Tim walks away after saying goodbye to Elliot, Tim radios over to Dick, telling him that Elliot feels safe with the kids he's currently with, and that he did talk to him about the man with no heart, and that apparently it's a common story for a majority of the children in this area. Suddenly, Dick alerts Tim, telling him that he should probably give the dog to Elliot, at least for the time being, and that he should suit up as Robin, because across the distance, Bruto and Electrocutioner, two supervillains who work for Blockbuster, show up to rain on everyone's parade, because it's here where these two mention that the kids have been stealing, and that stealing is a crime. Therefore, a cut of every crime in Blüdhaven goes to Blockbuster, no matter how small the crime is, which of course the kids have not been paying. And so, from their point of view, from a criminal rivalry's perspective, it would look really bad if Blockbuster didn't condemn these kids from failing to pay tribute, so an example must be made. But luckily, before anything bad can happen, Nightwing shows up. And this is hilarious because once he pops up, Dick immediately starts making fun of the villains, saying that they must have hit rock bottom within their careers or something, because now their job is to essentially steal money from children. And so, seeing how these two baddies react, both who are clearly insulted, the action begins. However, Nightwing isn't fighting alone, because once the action starts, Tim Drake jumps down, donning his Robin costume, and is ready to kick some ass. And while this fight ensues, we watch as both Nightwing and Robin are shown working well alongside one another. And God, is this fight dope, because it's obvious as the fight progresses, both Dick and Tim are truly shown to be working in sync with each other, working as a team, performing as a dynamic duo. So once Brutal and Executioner get their asses handed to them, Nightwing tells them to pass a message along to their master, that being of course Blockbuster, and that they should tell him that these people are now under the protection of Nightwing. So basically guys, get fucked. However, once our two heroes are finished, they see that the entire tent zone area, the whole place is on fire. Nightwing immediately jumps into action, trying to rescue as many people as he can, whereas Tim stays behind and begins to insult the bad guys, saying, "I can't believe you guys have sunk so low that you guys would burn an entire area filled with children." But the henchmen tell Tim that this wasn't them. Like, bro, we're here to collect. You can't collect money from dead people, so obviously this wasn't them, because that makes sense, as it was clearly the act of someone else. And indeed it was, because as we turn back to Dick, who's helping as many people as he can, he comes face to face with the one who started the fire, the man with no heart, Heartless. Nightwing issue number 80 was another stellar issue by Tom Taylor, Bruno Redondo, and Adriano Lucas. Everyone here brings their A game, and my God, it definitely shows. Real talk. In a time when the world is just constantly shitting itself and is using sandpaper to wipe its ass. I love myself. Legit, it's comics like these that are such a treat. And being able to have the opportunity to read this book once a month is really dope. So I need to point that out there. So good job, creators. Keep doing what you're doing. Now, the reason why this book is so damn good is the way in which Tom Taylor is utilizing and highlighting the many different family aspects of the Batman family, especially with the use of Tim Drake. By the way, DC, yes, you guys own the rights to Tim Drake. So more Tim, please. Plus, Tom Taylor manages to make both Barbara and Dick's relationship really sweet. And so because of it, it never comes across like it's being forced for some hidden mandate or agenda. And because these two characters have such a rich backstory with one another, it definitely benefits from it. And yeah, when it comes to Heartless, or the man with no heart, I'm curious as to who this guy is. Now, I'm not saying he's someone that we've seen before. I'm just curious as to why he needs to steal people's hearts. I don't know, it's just something you'd probably wonder about in real life. But I digress. Overall, Nightwing issue number 80 is a fantastic issue. And if you aren't reading Tom Taylor's Nightwing, then do yourself justice and do so. Nightwing issue number 80 gets a sexy 9.5 out of 10. Giggity goo.